Hi guys, paint by numbers. Now I can't even write properly with these tremors, so let alone trying to do my own painting. I'm not that clever. But paint by numbers, I never thought I could do them because of these tremors. How do you work out your way to do them? And I did work out my way. I will show you a couple of paintings that I have done. Now on these, the lines are very neat and tidy, and I had to work out how to do that. I was just making a mess of it. Now a lot of these edges have got like 17 different coats on because I would do the blue and then I would have to get into the pink. I would have to redo the pink. So the edges are a bit thick on these ones. But while doing that one, I thought, let's try a difficult one. And I was able to paint this one. Now let me show you how I worked it out. With our tremors, the further our arms are away from our body, the worse our tremors are. So no way in the world could I paint on an easel, because you'd be holding your arm, you'd be trying to get yourself in there as well. You'd end up with paint everywhere and you still wouldn't do it properly. So what I worked out was, now this is a long brush that comes with the kit. It's got a long amount of bristles on it. And what I worked out was, the longer the bristles, the worse for me, because I'm concentrating on too much of, there's bristles going everywhere at the moment. And I'm just trying to do the straight line and I'm just making a mess of it. It's already out of the line. The way I worked out how to do it was, I got a paintbrush and I cut the bristles in half and I cut nearly all the bristles off. There is only a couple of millimetre of bristles on there. So while I'm painting, I don't have to worry about the long bristles. The short bristles, now I'll try and clean this up. The short bristles can keep it clean and I don't have to worry about all the excess. Now also, what I worked out was, when I get to the top of this leaf here, I'll just clean all these edges up with this shorter bristle brush. Lovely. When I get to the top up here, to go around the corner is where I struggle and start shaking again. So I've cleaned that bristle up. It's nice and straight now. But what I worked out was, I can't do around the corner. I can't do upward strokes. I can only do downward strokes. So I turn the canvas for me. And with the downward stroke, you're bringing your hand back into your body where you've got more support. Trying to do upward strokes or trying to do zigzag up and down strokes, I don't have enough control. But if I turn the canvas for me, there's another downward stroke here, then I'm able to keep the brush, hang on, I didn't finish that straight. Now it takes a bit because you've got to wait till that dries before you do anything around it. So you'll be doing this for a few days. But once again, downward stroke. And I can keep control of it that way, bringing it down. As I showed you, trying to go up and down, I'm all over the place. I've got no control of the up and down. So that is one way I worked out how to do those painting with all the bristles cut off, a very little brush, and just downward strokes. Turn the canvas for me. Even having it like this on the side of your desk, having your arms on there, downward strokes, not upward, where they can go anywhere and you have no control. Now, it's the same with colouring in. There's a lot of people now using these colouring in books on a lot of the sites, and I worked out the same thing with the colouring in. Downward strokes, not upward or not around the corner strokes. Get the thin part of the texture. There's the lid. Once again, downward strokes. And then I can keep it in the lines. If I'm trying to do up and down, it could end up anywhere and it just ends up a mess. A lot of times I end up just colouring in the same spot and not moving the texture too. But to go near the edges there, up and down, I had no control. But at the first part, I did. So, you know, it may seem like a simple thing to do, but with ET, it's not. We have to work out our way. Once again, I turn the colouring book for me. So these ones down the bottom here, downward stroke, and turn the book for me. Yeah, I still went out there. Lines, because I'm trying to do the up and down instead of turning it and keeping it a downward stroke. So you can see the difference there. Out of the line there, out of the line there. If you want to keep it nice and neat, I have done some pages in here, all downward strokes. You can see my lines going down. So if you want to be able to colour or do a simple colour in book, like these books, there's a lot of them out there now, or a paint by number, try it. With the paintbrush, cut the bristles in half, cut them right down so that you only have the tiniest bit of bristles, and it's only about 2 or 3 millimeters long. It gives me a lot more control. Downward strokes so that you're coming into your body and keeping more steady rather than up and down. It could end up anywhere. I hope that helps someone. You know, we give up so many things in life, and craft is such an easy thing to take our mind off daily problems, and especially with the way the world is at the moment. If you want to just get in your own little dream world and do something like this, why not give it a try? Downward strokes. I bet you can do it. Why don't you try it? I love you all, guys. Take care. Please stay safe in this crazy world, and I will be back again soon. See you then.